Okay, I am going to show you today how to build a module in Canvas. The purpose of modules, there are many. You can either use your module to create a unit for your students, or you can use it more as a week by week. Me personally, my students don't have access to view modules because I have everything linked to buttons, but you can have your students just easily work through modules. So we're going to go ahead and get started by clicking the link that says modules here. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is to create the module. So click the blue button that says module and you need to give it a name. I like to do my modules by units. And you can lock it to a certain date so it won't publish if you need to. So add module. All right, and so you now need to add to your module. So because I use mine by units, I'm going to have text headers for myself. So text header, and then I will call this lesson 1 intro to historical thinking. And I do not want to indent, and I want lesson 1. I spelled it wrong, but that's okay. So now we've got lesson 1 here. So you're going to click the plus sign again. So because I think of my modules like units, I'm going to think about it in the day-to-day running of my classroom and the whole process. So typically I would start my class with some type of discussion or just something to activate their thinking. I think the best way to do that is with a discussion post. And so you could do new topic. You could come up with a name. I will call this discussion 1 just to organize it for my kids. Why is history important? I'm going to indent it and then add item. All right. So then I would go into the discussion and I would type in all of the different things that you could do with discussions. So your discussion will go in the box. You have to click edit. And you can post it to all of your sections. You can X that out and you can post it to each individual section of your classes if you want to. So why is history important? And you can scroll down. I like threaded replies. Users must post before seeing replies. If you add to student to do, it'll put it on their to-do list and you can allow them to like it. You can say that it's graded. If you choose graded, it'll ask how you want to grade it. Usually I do discussion posts as complete or incomplete, but you can do something different. Assignment groups for us, you should have the informal assignments group choice. That's how I would assign it. And you'll have to give it a due date. So you'll click save. So that would be step 1. So then to get back to that, I'll go to modules again, clicking the button over there on the left. So that's step 1. I'm going to click the plus sign again. So after we do a discussion, maybe I want them just to read something. And so I might do that as a page. Or I might want them to read something, but I might also want them to answer a question. So if I didn't want them to just look at a presentation and I actually want them to answer something, I would probably do an assignment and click new assignment, history presentation, and I'm going to indent, add item. All right, so now I'm going to click history presentation, and again, this is just a very basic assignment that I'm going to ask for them to do. Click edit. Always have to click edit. Okay, so again, setting up assignments, it's pretty simple. You just have to look through all of your choices. So here is the directions box for your kids. So view the presentation and answer the questions underneath. And again, this is a very basic assignment. You can do a multitude of assignments. So let's find a presentation for them to look at. Let's see if my Google Apps will work. And it is going to work. It's just taking a second to populate. So once your Google Drive populates, you can find a presentation for them to look at. So I had a presentation about community that I showed my students. Let's see here. There we go. Lesson 4, what is community? So I'll click that, and I want to click the one that says embed. And it's going to embed the presentation for them. Just give it a second here. You can click authorize and it'll pop up. And I did that again by clicking this plug here, and it is called Google Apps. And once you click that, it will access your Google Drive. So I'm going to type my question underneath here. So type my question. I don't want it to go up there, so there we go. All right. Okay, I want it to go. Okay, so you might have to play around with it a little bit to try to get the cursor to go underneath, but here is my question for the students. Answer this question, colon, and then do Okay, so do people in a community have to like one another? So they will just do it as a text entry. And it will be, let's see, we'll just do complete and incomplete again. In submission type, you will do online, and then you will just click text entry. You can change the number of attempts for students to unlimited, limited. If you choose limited, you can say, oh, they get 5 chances or 6 chances. And there are a couple of other options here, and make sure that you give it a due date. It won't post or publish or anything like that if you don't give it a due date. Available from would be the start of class, and then for until, you could do like the end of the week, you could do the end of the quarter. It's kind of up to you. You'll click save. And there is the presentation for them to view, and also the question to answer right there. All right, so that is one thing, and then we'll go back to modules again. So we'll have one more thing for them to do. Again, this can be the plus sign. You can do another assignment. We'll indent again. And you have to do a new assignment and give it a title. So we will do historical items. Add item. And again, you have to click it to give it the directions, and then edit. And some directions could be we will ask them to please take a picture of a historical item at your house. And attach it. Also explain why it's historical. Okay, there we go. And again, you could do points, do 100 points. This time, display grade as percentage or however you would like. The submission type for this, again, we'll do online. And this one will be a media recording, or they might do a file upload of them having a picture. Unlimited attempts, give it a due date, and you're going to click save. All right, so that is kind of just showing you how you can put together a module. So you can see that you also have the option of including these other options. So you can do a quiz. Really, the only ones that you'd want to do are quiz and page or discussion. For a lot of these other things, you would need like an external tool, and I would give it directions and stuff. Okay, so click X out of that. So the important thing now is that you want to publish everything in your module. So make sure that everything has a green check mark and it's all published. And finally, the coolest thing about modules is that you can set requirements of how the students move through it. So you would do that by clicking the three dots and clicking edit and add requirement. So you can give options. So I have found that this isn't really a great idea because sometimes kids, especially with the distance learning and the synchronous and asynchronous, they just aren't all on the same pace, and this is kind of hard. But you can do this. So you can have, they must move through in sequential order, and then you can continue to add steps. So with the discussion, you could say that they have to view the item, and then add requirement. So with the history presentation, they have to submit the assignment. You could also make them have to score something as well. Add requirement. And then our last one was historical item. And again, this time we'll do, they must score at least an 80%. And then you would update the module. And there you go. So that is how you do modules in Canvas. So again, you can do it as a unit, or you can do it more as a week by week sort of thing. And that is it.